So when we look at our D behaviour, you can go back to page 5, but essentially the D scale from low to high is all about how you deal with issues, challenges, situations and confrontations that you experience, problems, stuff that goes on in your life, from a large scale all the way down to a very small scale. And so what we're suggesting is that someone who is a high D, they like to deal with their issues, challenges, problems, situations and stuff that goes on in their life in a very direct way. What that means is that if they see a problem, they like to fix it immediately. So they don't like to leave that problem linger and potentially blow up into an even bigger issue. Now that has its benefits, because if that problem needs to be fixed immediately, Ds are very good at doing that. But if the problem is often more complex and perhaps doesn't require an immediate solution, having a very direct approach can often create a poor outcome because the solution was not well thought through and potentially you haven't discussed it with anyone else. Now a low D on the other hand, so someone that scores between 20s to 30s to 40s on this scale, they deal with their problems very indirectly. And so that means that they will discuss it, they'll think about it, they'll plan, they'll go away and they'll actually decide on a course of action, which eventually they'll put into practice. Now once again, if the problem is complex, if they have the opportunity to think about it, if they do have the time to act instead of it being an urgent problem, they can often get very good outcomes from that. Some other qualities of the high D. So when I'm talking about high or low, high scores around the 80s and above, moderate scores 60s to 80s, low scores below 40. So when we're talking about the high D, the other way that they behave in the context of sport is that they're very, very results driven. They like to win, they're very competitive. And so when they turn up to play sport, their priority is literally to create outcomes, to gain results and to create winning results. And so what that means is they'll often compromise other factors such as relationships, maybe even technique. For them it's more important to achieve an outcome than it is to do it the right way. And so what we're going to do next is talk about the I's.